If you're tired of dying over and over again in the Rake Remastered, yeah, same. But after careful analysis of the Rake, I figured out what actually works. So in this video, I'm giving you the best tips to survive every round. It is important to save power at all times, and only use when needed, since many of the game's items and a few locations can only be interacted with when the power is running. The following items what utilities required power to function are: performing a power restoration during the night is one of the most dangerous things you can do in the nighttime. The Rake can detect and be lured up by the sound of a player restoring the power. This will make the Rake go to the power plant in order to kill a player who is restoring power. If you are alone, you will never know if the Rake is there, unless you hear his sniff. When encountering with the player, the Rake will enter into his stealth mode, and before we can react towards him, he will backslay us, which completely one-shots the player. When you see this piece of paper in the base camp with coordinates written on it, it signals that the flare is somewhere in the map. The flare gun is a small red pistol that can be found at different locations around the map. When fired, the gun will emit a loud gunshot noise and drop from the player's inventory. Within 10 seconds, an airplane can be heard flying over the map, and a supply drop will drop from the sky, and containing equipments that increases your chance of survival. You have to be more careful when wandering alone in the map. This is because the Rake can sneak up on people, and if not well aware of the surroundings, you will be promptly killed before you can even process what happened. I advise players to not make the same mistake as I did. It is when I waste my energy when navigating around the map going to point A to point B, which is exactly what I did right here. What do electricians call a power outage? A current event.